I just have to talk about the impressive undrafted rookie out of Wichita State, Craig Porter Jr. for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Has been just so impressive to start the year and has really put the league on notice that he should have been drafted not in the second round, probably in the first round, because he's just been that amazing to start off the year. He's got a really nice blend of offensive skills, passing ability, defensive ability, athleticism that makes me think this guy could easily be a future all-star. At 23 years old, he's on the older side for a rookie, but he's got everything it takes to be a long-time player in the NBA and a very successful player at that. 6'1", 180. He uses that frame extremely well despite being undersized, and we're going to take a look at exactly what he's done offensively and defensively over the past few games to be so successful, and how he continue to be successful in the league. And if you enjoy content like this, looking at game film and breaking down what it takes to be successful in the NBA, and yeah, if you enjoy that type of stuff, maybe scroll down and hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be talking about all 30 teams in the league at some point, so maybe stick around for that. But we got to talk about Craig Porter Jr. right now, and we're going to start it off with the scoring, just using what he's got to be such an impressive scorer. Right here, the Cavs, they love running these little pick and rolls, and Duop picking up on Craig Porter Jr., a pretty solid shot blocker. Craig Porter Jr. just puts this guy on his back and just does not give Duop to make a chance to make a play on the ball. Reith's arms are down, and Craig Porter Jr. is going to take the opportunity with this arm caught down right here. He's got no chance at stripping the ball, keeps the ball away, and just gets it up. Reith is not in position to make a play on the ball because of what Craig Porter Jr. is doing with his body right here, just keeping this arm away. This arm is not on play on the ball. He doesn't have the athletic tool to keep up with him. And Craig Porter Jr. is going to take the layup. Nice layup. This Blazers game, he only had 4 points, but just, pretty solid in those opportunities. It's just as he went into these next games, he just kept playing better right here, just finishing in transition, finishing over an extremely great athlete in Shaedon Sharpe, 6'5", with an immense vertical. Right here is where he really started to take over against the Detroit Pistons. He just did some immensely impressive stuff for a rookie, like a first-round rookie. Like, we would be so pumped up if we saw, a guy like Jalen Green, who went in, he went number 2. Like, if Jalen Green is doing this type of stuff, like, we're saying, like, man, this is a future all-star. This guy is an undrafted rookie doing this, and it's just so impressive to see. Right here, he's going to, once again, take this little screen. I believe that's Mobley heading towards the basket, and just puts the defender right there, sets him up for a little right here is going to use a little shot fake, gets Ivy in the air, and is going to take this little floater shot over the top of Marvin Bagley right there. I mean, I've got to take a second look at that right here. Just freezing Ivy, getting downhill. Ivy's recovering back in front of the ball. He's always out of position. Craig Porter uses his shoulder to force Ivy to jump in front of him, and Ivy is now in a position where he's either going to stay down and potentially not stop the shot, or he's going to jump at this shot. And Craig Porter uses a little ball fake, gets Ivy just a little bit in the air to give him enough space to finish over the top of another immense athlete in Jaden Ivey, and also over the hand of Marvin Bagley Jr. Right here, he just continued to be amazing, using his body, pushing back Marcus Gasser, and it sets up a little turnaround jumper from the left elbow. I mean, this is just impressive stuff, picking on another rookie, getting into the paint, getting 2 feet down, staying on balance, and knocking down a tough jumper. But it's a jumper that he can hit because he created that space. Just a great stuff. Once again, in the pick and roll. I mean, this dude's been great in the pick and roll, and that's exactly what he needs to do to be successful on the Cleveland Cavaliers. They run a whole lot of those with the bigs they have in Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. And I mean, the pick and roll, there's a reason it gets run by every team in the league all the time. Like, it's just such an effective play, and Craig Porter Jr. just does a great job in it as a scorer, and later, as we see, as a passer. And yeah, just continuing on pick and roll. Killian Hayes is kind of out of the play. James Wiseman's dropped back into the paint, and he's just going to take that mid-range. That is Bagley. Bagley's too far off, and Porter Jr. is just going to put up that mid-range and knock it down right here, getting downhill off of the pick and roll, and that is just way too much space for from Cade Cunningham. This guy Craig Porter Jr. is just going to take it and just sees Cade Cunningham kind of leaning back right there, sets him up by going downhill, and just gets back on balance, shoots it over the top of a pretty lengthy guard in Cade Cunningham, but doesn't matter. He created that space, and he's going to take that shot. Right here, he just does a great job with his handle. I mean, like, on top of everything else, he's got such a clean handle, and it sets up all these scoring and passing opportunities for him. Right here, just drives into the paint, goes straight into the body of Marvin Bagley, puts him right under the rim where Marvin Bagley really can't make a play on the ball, and finishes through contact after Satzer is taken out of the play, and Bagley just goes right under the rim because of what Craig Porter Jr. did with his body to force him there. Right here, continuing on, he's going to drive once again in the pick and roll, puts Pickett on his back, and he's got Jokic in front of him, and Jokic never really gets a hand up right there. Jokic isn't in position to make a play as a shot blocker, and Craig Porter Jr. is going to take advantage of that after Jokic reached and committed the foul. He's just going to take that easy layup if Jokic is not going to make a legitimate attempt on defending him after committing the foul. Right here, once again in the pick and roll, going downhill, and he uses his body, completely pushes this guy, Reggie Jackson, all the way into the paint, and that is way too easy of a step back jumper for Craig Porter Jr. Right now, he's shooting 54% from the field on the season, so yeah, I mean, he's shooting pretty nice numbers, despite the fact that these are, probably considered really tough shots for a guy who's only a rookie. I mean, like a team like, let's say not the Denver Nuggets, the Detroit Pistons that we just saw a little bit back, would love a guy like Killian Hayes to scoring the ball like this with the type of physical talents that Killian Hayes possesses. But Craig Porter Jr. is coming out here and doing this type of work as a rookie undrafted player. Like, this is just insane to watch. And there it is again, just a little setback over the top of the Denver Nuggets defense. Continuing on, right here we got a little Jared Allen post up, a nice screen by Sam Merrill setting up a nice cut. Great job by Craig Porter Jr. You got to take advantage of the easy ones sometimes. And right here off of the steal, once again, just using the athletic talents he got to get a bucket. We'll take another look at that when we get to the defensive portion of the video, but you got to get your buckets where you can, and Craig Porter Jr. has done a good job of that. A nice tap out from Darius Garland, splits the defense, and the C's just open up. The blue sea of Nuggets jerseys just opens up after he splits this defense. Christian Brown, and I'm not sure, closing out to him, and just goes right through them. Confidence in his handle, and just seeing Merrill's just going to kind of step up or try to go out to Merrill, who's such a nice shooter. And I believe that's Julian Strawther, actually. I thought it might be him. But yeah, just gets right past Strawther, who's not really in great defensive position. Just really flat-footed right there. Gets right through them, uses his burst of speed, and Pickett's not in position to make a play on the ball. And Jokic is very flat-footed and under the rim. He's got a pretty nice layup, and there's not much the Nuggets can do about that if they're all flat-footed as they were in that position. Right here, once again, using the pick and roll, going right into the body of Pickett, and that is just such an impressive rookie bucket for anyone in the league to make, much less a rookie. I mean, he is going at another rookie in Pickett, but pretty big body rookie in Pickett. So, I mean, yeah, Jalen Pickett, a big point guard out there, and he just goes right through him. He does not care. Craig Porter Jr., man, this dude just goes right back to the pick and roll, puts Reggie Jackson on his side, and is going to take the layup as Jokic has to recover back into the play defensively to try to stop the roll from Mobley. It's kind of weird right here. I mean, when you have Strus's gravity in the corner, there's not much Porter can do in terms of tagging right here and staying on Mobley because, of course, on these baseline drives, it's such an easy job for him to just make the pass to Strus. So, you got to respect the role a little bit more, and Jokic is just overall not in position to make a play on the ball. That's what matters, and Craig Porter Jr. takes advantage with the nice layup over Jackson, and just putting him on the side, making it an easy layup due to the contact that Mobley made on the screen. Right here, Jared Allen, nice screen, Craig Porter, who came up huge in this game against the Sixers, just taking the screen. Embiid is out of position. He's playing a lot of minutes, and Craig Porter Jr. takes advantage of those opportunities that he's given. He loves the easy ones, you know? Right here in transition, oh my God, man. That is just so impressive. I know, like, some of you have probably seen this clip already because it is just such an amazing job of deceleration. This guy's going fully downhill right here and just completely slows down right in this one step, completely slows down, lets Maxey fly by, trying to make a play on the ball, thinking that Craig Porter is going to shoot right here, and then Embiid comes by and he tries to make a play on the ball. He's still not shooting it. Porter waits until both of them flies by and finishes at the rim. Such an impressive bucket right here. They're going right into the body of an impressive defender in Nick Batum, and he just does not care, man. Just a little ISO, using a little post up and just fading backwards over such a good defender in Nick Batum with a lot of length. And Craig Porter Jr., he's just unafraid. He's unapologetic. He just takes his buckets where he can get them. And, man, he's going to take them if he's going to be as loosely guarded as he was right here by Tobias Harris and Joel. That's actually Reed in the paint. But, yeah, taking the screen. Harris gets absorbed into the screen by Jared Allen. He's trailing the play. And Porter Jr., is just going to take it with Reed, dropping back, trying to stop the Allen roll. These guys are not in position to tag or prevent a pass to Jared Allen, which makes the runner all the more easy for Porter Jr. to shoot over the top with Harris trailing. And yeah, just no fear. And oh my God, this is the most no fear play of the game. Probably the play that you guys have all seen from this game against the Sixers. 116, 56.5 seconds left in overtime. Just goes straight into the body of Joel Embiid after attacking the closeout by Tyrese Maxey. Almost gets a strip on the ball. Goes right through Joel Embiid. Big body. Craig Porter Jr. is not afraid of anybody. Not even the reigning MVP, Joel Embiid. Goes straight through him. Does not care. That is just unreal confidence for a rookie point guard to show, and an undrafted rookie point guard to show at that. Right there, knocking down a three in the face of Kyle Lowry in a really poor start for the Cleveland Cavaliers right there. Again, sees Butler backing off. He's going to take the pull-up jumper. He's got that jumper in his bag. He's got the three in his bag. He's got his ability to attack the rim in the bag. Like, if there's no one there in rim protection for the Heat, I mean, they didn't have Bam Adebayo this game. He's just going to take advantage. Thomas Bryant is out there flat-footed. I don't know what he's doing. It's a wide-open layup for Craig Porter Jr. It doesn't matter for the Heat. They're up 17. They blew out the Cavs by, like, 30 this game. But right there, Craig Porter Jr. just says, if you give me the chance, I'm going to take it, and attacks the basket and gets the bucket. I mean, yeah, I do want to shout out that that as much as he has, you know, he's got a pretty nice stroke. He is only shooting 33% from three on the season, but he has shot 40% from three over his last 7 games. So maybe that's just a little bit of adjusting, getting back to the median, and just maybe like this limited minutes in his first few games. Sorry, not in his last 7 games. I don't know why it's got, whatever, last 7 games he's shooting 40% from three. Maybe that's just him adjusting to the league. Maybe he really will come into the league and do all these things offensively on top of being a 40% plus shooter from three. That would be absurd. Like, that is an unreal level of talent. We haven't even looked at his defense or passing yet. This is just his scoring talents. I'm just so unbelievably impressed by Craig Porter Jr., and I'm running out of good things to say about him. Or, sorry, not running out of good things to say about him. I'm not doing that. I'm running out of good words to use to describe this guy, because he has just been another level of great. Right here, going at Caleb Martin, and uses the screen, gets a little bit of space, just pulls it back into a shooter pocket, and knocks it down off of the dribble. He's been such a nice scorer off the dribble, and can just do stuff like that. And there's a little block, and it's going to turn into a transition bucket for Craig Porter Jr. right there, going through the body of Kyle Lowry. We'll take a look at his defense in a little bit more of a consistent look in just a bit. Right there, late shot clock knocks down the three. shooting 40% in his last 7, as I said. So shout out Craig Porter Jr. But let's take a look at his passing now. And right here to Strus is one of the best passes he actually has made so far this season. Just using this pick and roll by Jared Allen, sees Ivy just kind of chilling right here, kind of in no man's land. He's not doing anything right here. And that's actually not Strus, that's George Niang, and just makes this pass over the top, manipulating the defense. Ivy is tagging the roller for absolutely no reason. Niang is open, and he's going to knock down that 3, and that's George Niang. He's been such an amazing shooter in the league, and it's a great setup by Craig Porter Jr. Just looking at that pass again, clean pass over the top, just great velocity, fires it right over to George Niang. I mean, it could have been a little bit snappier, but it's a good pass, and he gets it to George Niang, and just great job of reading the defense, seeing what's open right here, once again attacking the pick and roll with the type of shooting talent that the Cavs have. Just running these pick and rolls right here, Allen's kind of making contact with Killian Hayes to even open this up further. These types of threes are going to be open all the time because the centers as screen setters are also playmakers in their own right, and yeah, the Cavs are just able to take advantage of that. Bagley's not coming up to stop Allen in any way. He's fully in drop coverage, and to take advantage of that drop coverage, you use that screen to create this off-ball action off of the on-ball action from Allen setting the screen on Ivy. And that sets up the easy bucket to Max Strus, who's going to knock down that shot probably 7 out of 10 times. Because he's just that level of shooter, and in transition just makes a simple pass. Porter Jr., he makes the simple passes, and he also makes some of the more complex reads, which makes me think he's got type of all-star potential when you talk about what he does offensively as a scorer and what type of threat he is off of the dribble. When you combine this level of shot-making talent with handle, with passing vision, and just making the right passes in general, I mean, that's just setting up for just a potentially legendary career. If we're talking about those last 7 game stats, again, he has got 3.7 assists per game to 1.1 turnovers as he's gotten more accustomed to his role. On the season, he's averaging 2.9 assists to 1.1 turnovers. So yeah, he's gotten his assist numbers up a little bit more as he's played more, and he's, taking advantage of those opportunities with some great passing and not really even turning over the ball that much. Right there, just simple pick and roll reads for Mr. Porter Jr. Right there is a little handoff pick and roll, and Allen going to the bucket. Bagley's picking up high, and he's just going to pass it over the top. There's not really a chance for a Moody or whatever guard was in the paint, I believe is Sasser, to stop that play. Right here, just driving into the paint. He's kind of in the post playmaking. Kicks it out to Strus, and Moody is not respecting that shot properly. I believe that's Stanley and Moody. I'm not exactly sure, but Moody's not properly respecting it. He's going to make that pass, firing it out of the post to the 3 for Max Strus. Continuing on, Craig Porter Jr. using the pick and roll again, and once again, it's another off-ball screen. It's going to open up a Sam Merrill 3, and Merrill knocks it down. Merrill's been shooting really well from 3 this season, and yeah, just shout out Allen using these little off-ball screens off of the pick and roll action. Teams are not completely expecting it, and right there, they knock it down. Right here, just passing out of the post again. Was that an off-ball action? I wasn't paying enough attention. I'm sorry. No, it wasn't an off-ball action, but Aaron Gordon just gets drawn into the paint, sees that Jared Allen cut, is a little bit scared of it with Allen fighting with Rebounding down here, and just takes that step in, and that's enough space for Porter Jr. to pass out to Niang, and Niang knocks it down from 3. Continuing on, gets a little pass, he's going downhill. That's exactly where he wanted him to be. And yeah, he just sees Tristan Thompson with the small on him, and Jalen Pickett, who's only like 6'2" or 6'3", and Thompson's going to make the easy finish if he gets a good pass from from Porter Jr. going downhill. Again, pick and roll. Tristan Thompson setting the screen out to Merrill. The guard drops down into the paint, makes the right pass, and Merrill knocks it down. Continuing into the Sixers game, where he was the most impressive, I believe he had 9 dimes in this game. Again, it's that off-ball action of Jared Allen setting the screen. When you have impressive shooters like Strus and Allen setting screens, it can open up threes like this all the time. And yeah, you got to make the right passes. It's not the most hard of reads in the game, but it racks up those assist numbers. Right here, a little bit of an extension assist, little attack off the dribble from Niang. Good pass from Porter Jr., just feeding it to him. Allows him to catch it in stride and go towards the basket. Same story of Darius Garland right there. Catches it in stride, goes towards the basket, uses the advantage created off of the mistake by the defense or by the screen to create the bucket right there. Niang again attacking the closeout read is late, and just a good pass by Porter Jr., setting him up in the right position to score on that play. These aren't overly complex reads. He's just making the right reads to score buckets. Right there, sees the open three for Niang, saw the defense collapse in on this weird sort of, I don't know what the heck the Sixers were doing play right here. I think it's a 2-3 zone, but it's not being handled properly at all by Maxey right here. Maxey should be dropped all the ways back against Porter Jr., but yeah, they collapse into the paint. He sees 4 defenders running out him and only 3 white jerseys in the paint. Batum's got to make a choice, and Batum just stays completely flat-footed. Porter Jr. fires out the pass outside with Reed and Harris, collapsing in on him. Jaden Springer, all of them, good enough shot blockers that you don't really want to take this layup. Kicks it out to Niang, and Niang's going to knock down the wide open one. He is a really great shooter like that. They got some nice weapons out there in Cleveland to replace what they lost in Lauri Markkanen after trading him away for, Donovan Mitchell. Did a good job of that in the offseason. Right here, just firing the pass inside to Evan Mobley, and Embiid's just a step too late to really stop that play from happening. Most players can't stop that play from happening once you've got these guys with that much space. Embiid just a little bit slow. He's a little bit tired. He plays a lot of minutes. He plays really hard and always has the ball in his hands. And he can be a step late like this. And Craig Porter just sees the window, makes the pass through it, and yeah, Embiid is just a step off of either intercepting that pass or making a defensive play, but Porter Jr. just gets a pass, and it's just these simple plays. It's not anything too complicated, but he's racking up the assists, and he's not really turning it over. Again, in the pick and roll, using the Allen screen, just lobs it up over the top to Allen, gets his defender on his back, and makes it a 2-on-1 play instead of a 2-on-2. That's exactly what you want to see out of a guy like Porter Jr. Putting a guy like Robert Covington, who's such an impressive defender, just gets him on his back, uses his handle, and creates this play that just Reed can't stop when he got the 2-on-1 in this situation. Tyrese Maxey's not in position to make a stop on that lob. Right here, just uses those double screens, and Strus just pops out. If the defenders are not going to pick up on this properly, they're going to take advantage. Oh, this is a double drag. Double drag, miscommunicated. Maxey has just not been looking good in these clips. He's getting picked apart. And yeah, it's just way too easy to fire that pass over the top. Reed shouldn't have to play the long closeout like that. And Porter Jr. makes a simple read, but a very nice pass into the shooter pocket of Strus over the top of 2 defenders with the right hand. And yeah, that is just... it's not overly complicated. Maybe that wasn't a perfect pass, but he got it there right in the location he needed it to. And it puts Strus into rhythm with just a great catch and shoot motion. He's going to be knocking that down, I want to say, like 95 out of 100 times. Like he is, he's not going to miss those. Right here, Craig Porter Jr. getting it back off an offensive rebound. Defense is collapsing in, and Joel Embiid, once again, as I mentioned, if he takes this step up, trying to maybe make a play as a shot blocker, that's already too much space for Jared Allen, who's just going to float this in over the top of Joel Embiid. Just being able to see the game like that, Joel Embiid's just so tired. He makes these minute defensive mistakes, and Craig Porter Jr. takes advantage. One of the best assists of Craig Porter Jr.'s very young and new career to Jared Allen to end up winning this game for the Cleveland Cavaliers against the Philadelphia 76ers in overtime. And once again, it's just simple passes. Cavs offense can be effective at times, and Craig Porter Jr. finds those open guys when they're there. Just finding this guy right there, George Niang, just little screening action, ends up being another wide open bucket. I'm not exactly sure what the Heat did right here to mess this up so badly, but I think it was the zone, little zone defense, and Niang is opened up and against that 2-3 zone. Here, I got Garland attacking, and giving it up to Craig Porter Jr. little off-ball action that's going to set up Mobley, and being able to make that pass over the top is a great big deal for the Cleveland Cavaliers when you consider the fact they've only got, you know, you got 2 healthy players on the roster who can make that pass, and that's Craig Porter Jr. and Darius Garland, and Darius Garland's given up the ball to Craig Porter Jr. to make that pass. Hopefully, you know, they get Donovan Mitchell back, who's probably not as good of a passer as Craig Porter Jr., but a very similar level of passer. Or Ricky Rubio. Of course, we know him as an immensely good passer, but he's been injured quite a bit and missed so many games over the past few years. But yeah, right now, Craig Porter Jr. taking advantage of the minutes he's getting and really proving his spot in the Cavs rotation. Just hitting Darius Garland in transition. Garland's going to knock it down from 3. Clean look from Garland and a good pass from Porter Jr. setting it up. Pick and roll, once again, using that little off-ball action, hitting Windler's, or sorry, not Windler's defender, hitting Merrill's defender, opening up the 3, and just makes the simple read. Let's take a look at what he's doing on defense, though, because this man averaged a 5% block percentage in college. That's crazy for a 6'1" guard. It doesn't matter what type of competition you're playing against. A 5% block percentage is something we should have noticed, considering I believe that's top 10 in college history for guards. And he did it at 6'1". Such an impressive stat, and makes you think that we should have picked up on the fact that this kid is going to be very good. I believe someone pointed that out on Twitter. I could not find it to give him credit here, but yeah, I just saw that on Twitter, and I had to agree with it that, yeah, if you're doing that, there's a good chance you're going to be a good player in the league. And he's been blocking some shots so far in the league. He's averaging 0.6 blocks per game over his last 7 games, 0.5 per game on the season right there, blocking Tyrese Maxey's shot at the end of the shot clock, using his length. I don't know what type of wingspan he's got, but he's doing a great job of using it, whatever he's got. Right here against Pickett, Pickett tries to go to the rim, tries to look for the little floater, and it's just elevation. And that's what Porter Jr. just does so well, using this footwork. Right here, he sees that Pickett is about to come up into a shot, and he gets on balance right there, gets 2 feet on the ground and elevates to block the shot, using his athleticism very well. Many players in the league never even figure out how to use their athleticism like this. Porter Jr. is coming out in his first 10 games as a professional and doing things like this due to his really great footwork and balance that he possesses. Just once again, just seeing 2 feet down, elevating and blocking the shot at pretty much the high point of the release. Just impressive stuff right there. Once again, there's a reason that Kyle Lowry is taking that shot, is because he doesn't expect Porter Jr. to make a play on the ball. He doesn't expect Porter Jr. to have the correct footwork to make a play in this position. Right there, again, it's the same story, using this little hop, using his footwork, getting into position to make a 2-foot jump and stop the play where, you know, Kyle Lowry, he's got 15 seconds on the shot clock, and he sees that Jarrett Allen is not in position to block the shot. There's a reason he's taking the shot. He doesn't expect Porter Jr. to come out of nowhere, basically. He's trailing him. He doesn't expect Porter Jr. to come in and block the shot. That's just impressive stuff by Porter Jr., getting 2 feet down and exploding up into the air to block the shot. Not at a high point, but just getting a hand on the ball, and that ended up turning into a mid-range like we saw earlier out of Porter Jr. Right here, just Jimmy Butler is, he's going to make the pass to Duncan Robinson. Duncan Robinson thinks he's got the angle on Porter Jr. And again, it's just the footwork, his ability to explode off of 2 feet. He's got that first foot down. He gets the second foot down, explodes into the air, and swats the shot from Duncan Robinson. Insanely impressive stuff, and goes coast to coast, finishes on the other end. And continuing on, the Pistons, they get a stop, and that stealing ability is also great, using that burst of quickness like we talked about, using his footwork, change of direction to just get in these passing lanes. And yeah, he just sees that as a sloppy pass from Bagley and just takes it away from Ivy. He's just not expecting it to happen. Ivy doesn't jump to the ball, not expecting Porter Jr. to come back into the play like that. It's an easy steal for Porter Jr. Right here, just sees another little lolly of a pass, like we like to call him, and yeah, it's a little bit sloppy of a pass. It's a little bit lobs over the top, and he just takes it away from Christian Brown, and he's going to go to the other end and take the easy bucket. When you're going to give him, little freebie passes like that, he's going to explode off of 2 feet. He's going to make a play on the ball. That's just such impressive stuff for anybody in the NBA. And I'm going to keep saying it. Undrafted rookie. This is crazy, man. This is going to make a lot of money in the league. He's currently only on a 2-way deal, but he's got a long future ahead of him right there. Just taking the free steals, put it in the stat sheet. I'll take that. He's averaging 0.7 steals per game on the year. And also, I love this man's rebounding as well. Like, on top of everything else, he's also just an impressive rebounder. He almost averaged 7 rebounds per game last season with Wichita State in his senior year. And yeah, he just does this right here, just using his footwork. Jokic isn't quite expecting. He's completely flat-footed, and Porter Jr. comes in and takes it away on the offensive boards right there. Nice box out, using his length, grabs it away from Christian Brown, trying to take it away from him behind him. Right here, again on the offensive end, Julian Strawther. I mean, I don't really expect Strawther to box him out. It's Julian Strawther. Actually, no, it's Darius Garland on the tap out. Kind of a technicality right there, getting the offensive rebound. That's kind of Darius Garland with the rebound. But anyways, sorry, I just included it because I've had some trouble recording it. As you can see up here, this is just pulled from NBA Advanced Stats, but right there, just solid rebounds. His ability to rebound and then push the pace is very important for the Cavs offense because it can create those transition looks that, Strus and Niang can knock down, or you get one of your bigs going to the rim and get free buckets that way. Right here, again, you just see using his length, using his size, makes it a tough shot for Embiid and takes it away from Embiid and Covington trying to crash the glass. Right here, doing a good job getting involved on the defensive end and then takes it away, pushing it down the court in transition. Right here, Embiid, late shot in this game, and just fights with Tobias Harris. I'm not sure if he's the one who initially tapped it out and gave it back to himself right there, but it does tap out, and he uses his quickness, uses his balance, and just takes it away from Tobias Harris, who is still pretty much in the air by the time Porter Jr. got to the ball, after they both reached the ball at the same point at the jump. That's just crazy stuff, man. He is just on another level with the balance he has and the type of athleticism he has. They just both got up there, and he hits the floor, and he's immediately attacking and getting that basketball. That is just great stuff, and we're just finally going to take a look at his stats over the last few games. 12 points against the Pistons, 21 against the Nuggets, 12 against the Sixers, 16 against the Heat. And in those games, he's put up, 23 total assists, nearly 6 per game in his last 4. And he's been putting up some big minute totals as well, 16, 25, 27. And he just played with the bench because the Cavs literally have no one else on their roster. Ended up playing 35 minutes, a lot of garbage time minutes there. But on the season, 8 points, 0.7 steals, 0.5 blocks, 2.9 assists, 2.2 rebounds, 33% from 3, 72.7% from free throw, 54.4% from the field goal is pretty respectable for being a rookie player. And it's just been an overall impressive start to the season for Craig Porter Jr. As I said, he's got all the tools that it takes to be an all-star. When you talk about this type of scoring ability, he has the jump shot, he's got the handle, he's got the passing, he's got the defense, he's got the footwork, he's got the timing. He's got all the pieces that it takes to be maybe not a perennial all-star, but I would definitely eat my words on that if he does. But he's got everything it takes to be an all-star in the league. If he keeps going, he keeps getting better and gets more opportunities. This could very much be the future for the Cleveland Cavaliers or wherever he ends up. Craig Porter Jr. has got a great chance to be successful in the NBA, and I will be here for that because he looks like an exciting guy to do it. That type of scoring talent on top of everything else is just so impressive to see. Potentially the second all-star undrafted undersized guard out of Wichita State. I'm here for that. I'd love to see that happen. Craig Porter Jr. Let's get it done. And yeah, that's about it. If you enjoyed the video and you made it all the way to the end and you aren't already subscribed, maybe hit that button. And if you enjoyed it, maybe hit the like button. I mean, if you're still here, just hit the like button. I think you enjoyed it. Anyways, that's about it. I will see you in the next one. And I'm just going to run this out to 35 seconds. I will not be afraid to admit it. Let's get a round number on the clock. And yeah, Hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving and a good holiday, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.